Time to get up for breakfast. Here you go, Bubbles. Time for breakfast. We've got a coffee, I've got a one rice cake crushed up down the bottom, I've got one scoop of muesli, a handful of almonds and fruit on top. Watch some YouTube time. See you later, Bubbles. See you later. Just wait for a bus, it should be in a couple of minutes.
Next, Carl in there. Carl's not going to play the pokies anymore. Next to now he's back on it.
Just going for a quick walk while I'm waiting for the bus. Second bus to take me in town. Some days you feel a bit energetic, feel like getting some exercise. I think I slept alright last night. Had a big breakfast too. So I'd like to say, like, people have to realize in life, like, the key to success financially is pretty simple. It's just to live within your means. It's all a ratio of how much you make to how much your costs of living is, pretty much. So you basically just have to have a cheaper cost of living as possible, and realize that whenever you buy something in your life that it's going to cost you time, it might cost you ongoing expenses. So you've got to really understand that. And sometimes it can pay to have one thing or the other. You have one hobby or the other, not both. Gets too expensive in terms of time and money. And a lot of things you can buy and you put it on eBay or whatever and sell it or throw it out in the trash. So you've got to realize what's that item going to be worth once you're finished with it as well. So basically got to have low cost of living as possible. The more things you have, the more expensive your life's going to be. And there's ways of cutting down. You know, you can catch public transport, you can share a room, there's many things you can do. Cook yourself, make your own coffee. That's what I do. I try to not, when I do my shopping, I try to just buy the bare essentials of what I really need. And over time, everything becomes normal. I've learnt that in life, everything becomes normal. So if you always do something, you always expect to do something, you always want to do something. So you've got to just realize to not go too overboard when you do your shopping. And if you buy junk food or whatever, that you'll form the habit of doing it. But it's sort of got to be a balance in a way. You've got to have stuff but not go overboard. So pretty much got to, you know, if you're complaining about you can't get ahead, well then you've got to sometimes just crack the shits and reduce the cost of living as much as possible. And then the second one is to make more money, but be aware that making more money may require you to take up more of your time. So it can be more beneficial to just lower your cost of living. It's a bit like exercise. If you're trying to lose weight, if you simply just reduce your carbs, reduce your calories, you don't have to train as hard, you don't have to work as hard. It's like if you had a huge lunch or dinner, and then to burn all those calories off, you had to spend all day in the gym for like 5 hours. If you simply just ate less, it simply just comes down to the ratio. I've learnt with losing weight myself, you pretty much just have to reduce your carbs, and then your body has no choice but to run on other fuel sources, stored fat, whatever else you're eating. It recycles whatever is in storage. So definitely for me, reducing how much pita bread I eat. And I used to eat normal bread, so I don't eat that anymore. So I'm down to eating 1 loaf of pita bread a week at the most. But look, I used to have pita bread with peanut butter, Vegemite and all that, but now I don't have so much. So it was about, I could eat, probably 3-4, at least 3 loaves of pita bread, like sometimes 4. I was going a bit overboard, I was even making burritos, and then you put rice inside, so it's very high carb. I think you've got to have carbs before you train, but after that you've got to monitor your carbs. If you had too much calories that day, for the next meals, you've got to reduce the carbs. You've got to be very conscious of the carbs and the overall calories you're consuming. So if you want to lose weight, you have to be in a deficit, and since you're on low calorie diet, you've got to be very fussy with what you eat. You have to be very picky, and it has to be very a wide blend of diet, like a whole mixture of diet. You don't want to waste all your calories for the day on just one food, because then it's not nutritious. So you want to have a full blend as possible, and it pays to measure what you're eating, so you can know. Like with my breakfast, I have a scooper, so if I want to reduce the calories, I can just have half a scoop. With the bread, I cut it up most of the time into quarters. So like today, I'm just having 1/4 for lunch. So you've got a way of sort of measuring it. So you basically have to realize you've got to lower your cost of living, lower your means, live within your means, and eventually you've got to save money and then invest it. So you've got to save money, which is, to me, is like a seed, and then you've got to, while you're saving that seed, building that seed, then you've got to pick somewhere to grow it. And it can be into real estate, rental properties, into the stock market, SP 500, Global 100, do something like that, or whatever you believe is going to give you a high bang for your buck. And I've learned, if you're going to do something risky, whether it's investing in the business, shares or whatever, only invest what you, like gamblers, only invest what you're willing to lose. And because you're most likely going to lose, you've got to not be too dreamy and too fantasize, oh, this is going to be the next big thing, it's going to make me rich, whatever. It's bullshit. Wake up. You've got to slap yourself in the face. It's most likely going to just turn into a money pit, and we're going to lose the money. It's like if you went to the casino, most people will lose their money, but they go there on the fantasy that they're going to win. They buy a lotto ticket on the fantasy that they're going to win. They're just paying, for a piece of paper that gives them a dream. And then once they've lost the money, they've got a worthless piece of paper, That's just life. So basically that's what you've got to do, and you've got to sort of have self-discipline to have money but not to spend it. And you've got to, I find a good way of saving is to have one bank account with one company and then with another company. So you transfer your money across to another company's app, so 2 banks, and then you sort of, the temptation of the money is not there, and you can break up the money for different things. It could be a holiday tax, it could be a swan account, sleep well at night, emergency account. It could be anything, whatever you're saving up for, a new car, could be a business, could be saving up $1,000 to invest in the stock market. It could be anything. So you basically have many different accounts, so then that money's for that and that only. And if you were to spend it, you're like, damn, well, I'm spending money that's allocated for that, and then you'll be upset. So you feel like you sort of know what you're doing. It's rationing and budgeting the money. I've learned that. I've written a few books. I've put that lesson in a few books. So anyway, better head back now. Gotta catch the bus. Today I'm having a really bad day. I'm an hour and a half late to the gym because my second bus, the bus driver gets off instead of a few people jumping on. He said that the bus is full and he can't take any more passengers. There'll be another bus come, and that took another hour. It's just, oh my god, I'm pissed off. Having a bad day. You know, having to train now, I might have to really train really hard and really quickly. Finally in Frankston, only an hour and 15 minutes late. Welcome to Frankston Dermot Gym. Time to eat my lunch. Today for lunch I've got Vegemite on wholemeal pita bread. I've got brown rice with black beans, steak with chili sauce and cabbage on top. Me hungry. I'm starving. That was a really good workout. I don't know what it was. I think it was a combination of a good night's sleep, plenty of carbs before I trained, and I had some Vegemite, which has got vitamin B12, B3 and heaps of sodium in there. And I had plenty of creatine, had a big good strong coffee a couple hours beforehand, and I tell you what, I got a huge pump in the gym, I tell you. Just waiting for the next bus to come. Bus number 2. Picking up a lot of people today. almost home. Getting very hungry for dinner. Got fish and chips for dinner tonight. Some barramundi. Hey Bubbles!
Can't reduce it, and then they need major surgery for it in case it gets worse. Hi, baby.
Tonight for dinner we got fish and chips with salad. Yum. There you go, you got some barramundi for dinner. Time to cook my last meal. My brother's got his kids here for the weekend and they're currently watching a movie pretty loud. You hungry too for last meal? You hungry? Yeah, these are good eggs. When you crack them, they're really hard to break them, and they're bright orange. Better than the other eggs that I got from Aldi's. We have 4 eggs and some bacon and some for Bubbles. You get a snack too. Here you go. Ooh, some egg and bacon. I know you like your bacon. Ooh, some eggs. Oh, they're bright orange too. You know, they're good when they're bright orange, that's what they say. Gee, this tastes nice.